All right, Abhishek. Bernie Floresca here with Career Services. Take it away, Abhishek.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, when I came here, I was very new to the American work standards and work culture, work ethics, and everything else, and how to go about it, how to reach out to people, how to form my resume, how to structure resume and my LinkedIn, and everything else around it. Though I was very well aware of like how to manage the tech skills and everything else, but somewhere in my soft skills I was lacking. So that's where I got to know Bernie. So we started working from September last year, and it's all started with the resume. So I had, if I can recall, me and my one of my good friends, we had around 50 iterations. So we had all those iteration one by one over the discussions. And once we have that finalized resume, then we started syncing that resume to the LinkedIn profile. That sync is very necessary. So if you have a good resume, but you don't have a good LinkedIn profile, that doesn't make any sense, because you need to have a sync. Suppose if you are a recruiter or hiring manager, you want to see a sync between your resume, between someone's resume and LinkedIn profile. So that was the next step for me. So I started working on my LinkedIn profile. If I say I started working on my LinkedIn profile, it doesn't just mean that you need to structure everything. You need to show that you are active. And what being active means, though I was posting regularly, but I started doing it more regularly. Like as per the LinkedIn algorithm, you need to post like one post every single week to have that status. So I started doing that. And by practicing it over a period of time, there was a career fair. In career fair, I utilized some of those skills last year, and it went well for me because I made some good connections. So here the crucial role of the communication strategy, or the building business relationship, comes into the play. So that's how this group was in that group back then wasn't just an idea. So we started working on that direction, because if you meet someone, you need to have a good elevator pitch. And if I say a good elevator pitch, it should be different for different scenarios. For example, if we have a on-campus career fair, there are several organizations. So you just need to go there, present your ideas, your profile. So you barely have 60 seconds or maybe 1.5 minutes. So you need to communicate your profile, your skill set, your experiences, everything else in the most fashion and most innovative way, so that it can create an impression on the people who are listening to you. So that's where I got to know more about it, and I started working on my elevator pitch also. And in between these, I was hustling and I was creating contacts on my LinkedIn, and I was going to the tech events. I was making connection. I was going to the networking events, and I'm trying my best. I was trying my best to keep a sync between my resume, my LinkedIn profile, my elevator page, building a communication. And not just building a communication, the first thing is going to the networking event. And once you are there, you meet several people. So once you meet them, you have to build the conversation. So this is a very crucial part. So that's why this group came into the picture last semester, I believe. So therein I got to learn more about, like, if I'm connecting with someone, like I'll just drop a message to them, like let's say, or the LinkedIn. So if I'm dropping a message to them after meeting them today or some other time, so I'll drop, hi, it was nice interacting with you at that particular event. I got to know more about this particular thing from you, and I'm looking forward to learning more from your end. Kind regards, Abhishek. So this is not this we are supposed to do after meeting them within next 2 days. And if we don't get to hear from them, then there is a procedure that we learn from this group. So one of the procedure could be, if you don't get to hear from them, unfollow them and follow back them again. So it will give them a notification as per the LinkedIn algorithm. So once they will receive notification, they will get to know, oh, there is a person who exists in this world, and he followed me back again, and he also dropped me a message. So he or she may reply or may not reply, but you don't have to be impatient. So after a few days, what I used to do, I used to go to endorse them for one or two skills, max two skills. So again, they will get a notification like I endorse them for certain skills. It will make them morally bind some at some point, like this particular individual is following me, endorsing me skills, interacting with my post, and tagging me in some of the innovative posts. Like if there is, suppose if that person is in machine learning or AI or pharmaceuticals or some other businesses, so if I'll come across any innovative post, I'll see, oh, this is hello Mr. ABC, this is very interesting post that I came across. You might be interested into this post, or maybe have a look into it. So by doing all this, I created so many contacts, and through all these contacts, Though I was very late in applying for my internship, but when I started applying, so I made a specific strategy. My prime focus was not the quantity but the quality. So what I did, since market was right off, it was very bad. So what I did, I made a list of recession-proof industries. For example, airlines, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, logistics, airlines, and warehousing, all these industries, among other automobile industries, these industries are recession proof. If I say recession proof, it these industries doesn't had the wrath of the impact of the market situation as compared to IT industries. Being a data science student, I was going through this approach. So once I had the list of all these industries, I made a list of the companies, like 10 companies in each of these domains. So it will be roughly, if we'll say, if I had 10 domains, then 10 industries, 10 companies in each, it will be 100. So I made a list of 110 companies. I started applying to them. And by applying to them, using my resume, LinkedIn, and all those skills that I have learned in the last 4 or 5 months, I would say, at Illinois Tech and with Career Fair and Burning, and among other at the Career Fair, I managed to get around 15 interviews out of 106 applications. So out of those 15 interviews, I managed to get 12 internship. So I focused on quantity. I made sure that it's my practice and the things that I'm doing, it's not intensive, but it's in continuance. So I was practicing these things every single day. Like I was focusing on my LinkedIn like 15 minutes a day or maybe 30 minutes a day. It's not just a weekly thing or monthly thing that you do update your resume LinkedIn or work on your elevator pitch once in a month and you're done. You have to be patient and you have to be keep doing good things. And as they say, good things takes time to happen. So once I started getting the calls from March end, I would say within a month I got 12 odd internships, and all credit goes to Career Fair, Illinois Tech, and these groups. So because of doing this small thing over a period of time, when they clubbed all together, the result was very positive for me. And once the I used to tell all these things to the people, but they didn't believe me back then. But when they start seeing the results, when I started talking about my results, like I applied for 106 internship positions, I got 12. So now they started believing me. Like my process was, though it was hectic, though it was very lengthy, it was taking time, but it was fruitful. Now they started believing in me and they started following the same. And I would say the strategy I followed, I suggested to some other people who came the last spring semester, this semester also. Some of them got RA, some of them got internship positions also. And still I'm reviewing like 2 3 resumes on my part from them. Like I received resumes from them, like can you please look into my resume. So I feel like I belong to them because I got from this community. Now it's my turn to share back. So now I'm reviewing their LinkedIn, their elevator pitch, their resume, helping them to build the networking and the networkings, and asking them to go to the networking events in Chicago. Because if you just go to the Google, search networking events or tech event in Chicago for free, it will give you a bunch of events. So just go to those events, meet the people, start building the communication, and career services is there. And so are we. And so that how it worked for me, and it's working like a charm. So now, since I'm still working with one of the great companies in Chicago, now I'm focusing more for the full-time role since I'll be graduating next year. So that's my journey in total.
Wow. Amazing
Yeah.
share, Abhishek. Eunice,
Yeah,
all
thanks.
yours.
Yeah,
That's
feel free to
that
ask.
that was really amazing. And could I ask? So you said you started that like last year, right?
Yeah.
And you'll be graduating by the end of this year. That's exact.
No, next year, May.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's really impressive. Like it left you like so much time to prepare for all your resumes and the internship. That's great.
Yeah. So some of the
Uh,
things that I mentioned, okay, let me include one more point. So some of the things that I mentioned is some of the strategies that I mentioned. I couldn't go in detail because it will take so much of time. So some of the strategies, if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me. I would detail on those particular parts.
sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't have any particular question right now. maybe like during, for example, career fairs, while
Mhm.
like since you had all this experience, like everyone when he meets like a particular company that he's willing to work with and send in like after that text back of thank you for the opportunity and for your time talking to you. Like what's for you the best way
Okay.
like during the career
Career
fair
fair. Okay.
to get like more chance.
Okay, so I got your question. That's a very good and interesting question because the career fair is around the corner. So I would say, suppose you're from which domain? What's your major?
I'm in the mechanical and aerospace departments
Oh,
and
cool.
pursuing energy systems master.
Okay, so suppose so for you there is a second day at the career fair. So just have a look at those companies. Like if there's a list of 10 or 5 or 6 the number of companies that are coming from your domain and you are interested in. So just make a quick Excel sheet on them. For example, if there is a company ABC, so just go to their LinkedIn page, just go to their company profile, look into their core values, mission and vision statement, read one or two blogs from them. So if you do this, you will get to know more about the company. You'll get to know what their vision is and how they are proceeding towards it. And if you read their blogs, you will get to know what kind of innovations they are doing or what kind of work they are doing. So after doing
Mm-hmm.
all these things for one company, it will hardly take 30 minutes for one. And if you have a list of 10 companies, so you can multiply, it will be around 3 to 4 hours. In 3 to 4 hours, you have so much of information for every single company that you can talk about to the hiring manager, the representative who will be available. So suppose if you go to their booths, and suppose there is a company ABC and it deals with the hydraulic system or something like that. So you can approach them and introduce yourself with a good elevator pitch. Suppose they deal in hydraulics or hydraulic system or something like that. So you can say, oh hi, my name is ABC and I'm currently doing this at Illinois Tech and with this much of experiences. And then recently I was reading a blog about your organization and I got to know that you guys are doing these 1, 2, 3 things. Don't talk in bullet points. Like I got to know that you are doing a first point, second point, and 3 things, and that made me very interested in you guys and would like to know more from you, like how I can contribute to it more to these visions or to these innovations that you guys are doing. So this is the first way you can approach to them and start building the communication. Because if you talk to them, talk more about them, not about you. You can introduce yourself, but the rest of the communication should be about the company, should be about the hiring person, and should be about their visions. So once you start doing it, they will feel like you are really passionate about their organization and you need to know more about it. So once you start doing it, uh, get more insights from them. Then at the end of the conversation, just say, "It was nice having a discussion with you on these particular points. And can I have your LinkedIn or email ID or phone number?" I would say go for the LinkedIn or email ID. Phone number they generally don't share, so you can ask, but I would say go for the LinkedIn or email ID. So once you have them, just settle back and while the communication, just make sure that you are noting down certain bullet points from them for regarding their company or the points they are talking about. So you should need to be very specific. So once you come back to your home, and you can drop them an email or LinkedIn message, but the message it shouldn't be generic. It should be focused to them, like what you discussed. For example, if you went to them and you just simply drop an email to them like, "It was nice interacting with you at the career fair, and I got some insights. Thank you." It's very generic. Most of the people, if they do, they will be doing the same. But if you can be something specific, for example, let's say uh they talked about there's some of their core values, like let's say innovation. Like they believe in innovation, they believe in customer centric approach. So you can craft your email or the LinkedIn message like that. For example, you can say in one or two line, like it was very good to know that you believe in customer centric innovative approach. Even I did something where I implemented the same, or even I had in my previous experiences, I did something like that, and I would love to learn more from your end on this. So they will feel good about it, because they will remember you, like you talked on this specific details. So I would say this is the complete process. So just drop them them a LinkedIn message or email, and wait for 1 or 2 days. They will reply back, and if they don't reply back, then I already mentioned a process. Just follow them over the LinkedIn, or drop a follow-up email, or after a few days, if they don't reply back, then you have endorsement, tag them in some certain post, and keep doing it. Don't be impatient, keep doing this over a month period of 1 or 2 months, and gradually the things started happening towards your bending towards your side, and you'll feel that it's very fruitful approach. So that's what I'll say.
Eunice, why do you think Abhishek is getting all the results that he's getting?
Yeah,
Why?
that was so
No,
I
I
think
want you to
because it's
digest this.
always, yeah, so he's like for sure always trying to um get to talk again with the employers, and to follow up with them, to make them receive much notifications on LinkedIn about him, like to make himself memorable, and to prove to the others that he's really wanting like to have that meaningful connection.
Hmm. So obviously Abhishek has been working with the group for a little bit, so he knows where to find all this stuff, right? In the
Yeah.
index. Have you checked
Uh-huh.
out some of that business relations stuff that we talked about?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I
so that's
did.
where Abhishek's talking about.
Yeah.
Remember the connect code, connect practice, and then connect messaging? Everything that Abhishek is talking about were, strategies that you can find. Go back to the index and go to the part that says connect messaging. And
Mm-hmm.
now you have context of what the index was saying with a real live success, like Abhishek, because he was applying all of these methods.
Yep.
Yeah, I can.
And yeah, please go on.
I mean, I can say that like I just had a meeting with Bernie, with you last week, and I received like a lot of information, so important information, and I applied it, and I like to build that some meaningful connections on LinkedIn, and I easily have been connected to the with a director of companies. I received phone numbers. Like I literally had 2, 3 results in only a week.
So you're connecting the
That's
dots
great.
now, Eunice, right? Because you have some real live application of the information, and you have Abhishek now, who's
Yeah,
obviously a testament to the method that we're doing.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
Other questions for Abhishek based on what you're seeing so far?
No,
You
I
guys are
would like to
doing
add a point here.
fabulous.
I would like to add a point here. That's very good
Please.
that you have contact details. So start building the communication, whatever you are learning. So don't just keep in for your phone book on contact details. Start building the conversation. So if they are available in Chicago, so sometimes you can ask them, oh, can we have a virtual coffee? Virtual coffee is like you having a Zoom or Google Meet. So if they will have time, so do it once they know you. Once how they will know you, so you have to talk about them, talk more about their companies, talk about once. So by talking to this, they will get to know more about it. So it will take 1 week maybe, or 2 weeks sometimes. So once they know you, you can ask them, can we have a virtual coffee, because I would like to know more about the companies, your day-to-day work, or what all innovative or interesting thing you are doing at your workplace. So you can ask them these kind of question, and can you ask these question over a virtual coffee. So most of the time they will agree, but they have to know you before going to the second step. So once you have a virtual coffee, that will be a feather in your cap. So it will be a very good thing, because once you have a virtual coffee, or maybe 1 or 2, you can if they are available in Chicago, you can go and meet of them on the weekends also. Like you can go and ask them some good question. If I say good question, the good question should be about the company. And how you will get those questions? Once you start reading their LinkedIn page, their blogs, and about their post and their activities on the LinkedIn, like what kind of post they are doing. So after analyzing this, if you are meeting them, just analyze these things, and you will get some good questions. And you can and some additional question could be, uh, what is the most joyful part of your day-to-day job, or what you love most about your job, or what is the company culture, or what is the best thing you love about your job, or if I come for this particular role, what are the values that you expect from me that I can bring to the table, or how I can, so, and if there's a vision statement or company values, how I can, with my profile, with my experience, how I can add more value to this. So ask these kind of questions, so it will make them feel like it's about them and you are passionate about this company and you want to contribute positively, and it will be very fruitful.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'm basically like preparing for those kind of questions. Like those are the questions I've wrote because I'm expecting to receive a phone call today. So it was like two of the questions you said were exactly on my list. So thank you so much for this clarification.
And also you can use ChatGPT also. So this is the very constructive use of ChatGPT. What I do, suppose if I'm going to talk to someone, I would say, or if it's a interaction call or something like that, I will go to the ChatGPT. I would say, this is the company, this is the particular job application over there. Now kindly suggest me some question that I can ask the hiring manager who has this kind of profile. So the ChatGPT will suggest you some very good question. Now you can, based on the ChatGPT suggestion, you can customize according to your list and add few from that list to your list also.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Great suggestions and good questions, Eunice. So we didn't realize that you're preparing for a call right now. So this is
Yeah.
very timely.
Yeah.
It's not an accident that we only had Abhishek and Eunice for this call. Other questions that you have, Eunice? Was it worth your
Um,
time dialing in?
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have any more questions.
Cool.
No worries. If you feel free to connect with me on the LinkedIn, and if you have any doubt,
Yeah,
just give me a message.
sure. I will do that right now.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to end the recording.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
sharing, Abhishek, and Eunice for acting as the moderator, asking very specific questions that the listeners, also in your boat, not, just totally new to hashtag business relations and starting to do the work that Abhishek has obviously successfully done with results in getting calls from companies and job offers. So thank you so much for sharing, Abhishek, and thank you for the questions, Eunice.
Sure.